The hosts of Bracketology are experts in nothing. They claim no advanced knowledge or profound insights. Instead, they are just three judgmental idiots who really like to bloviate their own opinions whenever given the chance. Take what they have to say with a grain of salt, or not at all. You'll probably be better off that way.
A little bit of behind-the-scenes footage. Today is opening day for the NFL when we were recording this. So before any games start, we should get our Super Bowl predictions in.
That's funny that you say that. I was trying to think of cold open ideas earlier, and I was like, well, I guess we could do like an NFL prediction thing, and then you brought it.
I mean,
it
was just a thought, right? I think that everybody does their NFL prediction. I actually saw this video on Instagram today of like, you know, that like Snapchat filter where it's just the eyes and the mouth and everything else is like a random image. It was that of like a child, and this guy was showing her logos of teams. Like, who is this? And then it showed like the Broncos logo, and she was just like, horse. And she's like, yep, the Denver Horses. And are they going to be good? Yeah. And that's it. Like, that was the whole thing. So anyway, the Kansas City, it was the LMNOs, I think. Anyway, the predictions. So first and foremost, we need to get out of the way that we all have favorite teams.
We do.
So
I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to predict my team for the Super Bowl.
I think we need to take ourselves out of this, right? You know, just like we do in every bracket that we do, we take ourselves out of the conversation entirely. We just focus on stats. Dan, who is going to the Super Bowl and who's winning? This is on the spot.
My immediate thought is the Philadelphia Eagles, but I know that division, and that division has not had a repeat winner for 22 years. And since the Eagles won that division last year, I don't think they'll win the division again. And the second strongest team in that division are the Washington Commanders.
There's a big gap between first and second place there, buddy.
You know what? Commanders made it to the NFC Championship game last year and kind of shit the bed. I think they're going to be better this year. So my prediction for the NFC are the Washington Commanders.
Out of all the other teams in the NFC, you're still legitimately going to put your team up as the first. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had this discussion with Matt. I think the winner of the NFC East is going to be the NFC champion. For the AFC, I don't think the Chiefs are going to make it back to the Super Bowl. So that really leaves the Bills and the Ravens. You know what? I'm going the Beltway battle for the Super Bowl. It's going to be the Ravens versus the Commies.
The Commies. That's
It's an interesting nickname.
It's the battle of the Beltway for the Super Bowl.
All right. Okay. And you think the Commanders are going to come out on top?
No. I think the Commanders will lose in the Super Bowl.
In spectacular fashion, or?
No, I think it'll be a close game, but I think I just think that the Ravens have a little bit more talent around the field, and Lamar Jackson's going to outplay Jaden Daniels.
Okay. All right. Scott, who you taking to the Super Bowl, buddy?
I think that I'm aligned with Dan. I don't think the Chiefs repeat it again. I think that the only notable thing associated with that team that's going to be at the Super Bowl is Taylor Swift in the halftime. I think that's going to happen.
Prop bets immediately.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's just a given. However, with that being said, if they put her in as the halftime, then I feel like it's a given that the NFL scripting will work in the favor and they'll push the Chiefs in, because what better story, you know? So if we're going solely based on play, I think Dan's probably right. But I disagree. I think the Bills have come out on top. I think it comes down to Bills and Ravens, but I think Bills come out on top. Unless again, they pull the script card and then they force Travis Swift to play while Taylor Swift is performing. On the NFC side, I think the Lions bring something interesting to the table, but I think overall the Eagles are destined to repeat. I think they're going to repeat, at least making it to the Super Bowl. I don't think they beat the Bills. I still think the AFC comes out on top. I think Bills win it all, but I think we come down to Bills versus Eagles. I think that's what we're looking at there.
Interesting. I think that one better story than Taylor Swift playing the halftime show of the Super Bowl and Travis playing the Super Bowl would be the first Super Bowl halftime wedding.
Ooh.
But that can only happen if Travis isn't playing, because he'd be too focused on the game. So the Chiefs can't go to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna go deep. Okay. I'm gonna say that the Lions do go for the NFC.
I mean, I don't think that's that deep, but I'm with you.
And
they
I think
did lose both of their coordinators.
I think the AFC, we're gonna see a weird Super Bowl this year. We're gonna see the Bengals Lions.
Oh,
just a cat off. Just a really catty matchup.
Just a really catty matchup. Just claws everywhere. And I think Joe Burrow gets hurt. Like not severely injured in the Super Bowl. They didn't bring a backup quarterback, so Jamar Chase becomes the quarterback. Runs for 200 yards, throws to himself a single touchdown, and the Lions win.
Those are some interesting prop bets you've put up in for this game.
Look, if I'm right on any of it,
yeah.
$50.
Okay. Follow up. How many games does Aaron Rodgers start?
2. He gets injured in game 2.
So he gets a little bit further than he did with the Jets.
He progressive improvement.
2 full games further than what he got.
Two plays would be further.
Look, Aaron Rodgers at this point, he gets blackballed from the NFL after the season. Like he's if he doesn't choose to retire, which he should have retired 7 years ago. He will be retired forcibly. The black suits of the NFL will show up on his weird fucking hut doorstep and be like, "Excuse me, sir," as he's on ayahuasca, and just have to take him out back. You know what I mean?
No, sir, you're done. Have a seat.
I love how Aaron Rodgers is now doing the same thing that he got so mad at Brett Favre for doing.
Jumping teams?
No, he was so mad because Brett Favre wouldn't hang it up, and then the Green Bay kind of showed him the door, and he didn't want to retire, so he went to the Jets and then to the Vikings just so he could play the Packers. And now Aaron Rodgers is following that. He even went from Green Bay to the Jets.
Yeah. The problem with Aaron Rodgers, I was talking to a buddy at work, John Duncan, previous guest, friend of the show,
Thanks for listening.
about Aaron Rodgers a little bit today, and just talking about if he'd have just stopped and it wouldn't have come out that we'd still think his family was crazy, but we realized that it was him. He was the crazy one in that family. I don't know. Very sad.
Do you think he's damaged his Hall of Fame chances with what he's done since leaving?
No, I don't think he's damaged his Hall of Fame chances, because I don't think that it's hurt that much in terms of his legacy overall. The man was still one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game during his prime. He just his prime ended, and he should have stopped.
What team gets the number 1 overall pick next season?
Jacksonville.
It's definitely someone in the AFC South, I think.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna.
Which, based on my hat, I mean, it doesn't make me that sad because I don't think it will be us. So at least we've got 3 opponents that we stand decent chances against. But I do think it'll either be Jacksonville or Indianapolis.
I think the Colts are making a run for it, but don't discount how shitty the Saints are. So
You're not wrong, actually. Multiple videos that I saw today were calling the Saints the worst team in the NFL this year.
yeah, they might go 0-16, 17.
17 now, yeah.
They
crazy,
might go
man.
0-18 because they'll lose their bye week. They are really bad.
Okay, dark horse, random Super Bowl pick. Dark horse. Nobody that we've said so far.
Okay.
Who could take it?
I mean, if we're going to go dark horse, then I am going to throw out my team. I'm going to say the Titans. Cam Ward comes in there and just surprises the hell out of everybody. We've got new management in place. We've got. Do I think our chances are good? No. But if there was going to be a dark horse, we could fall into that category.
It's valid.
And again, I'm not saying necessarily getting all the way to winning the Super Bowl, but I could at least see us getting to the AFC Championship game if we had a surprising dark horse year. I don't know that I trust Brian Callahan enough for it. I still think we completely fucked up by letting Vrabel go. But you know,
most underrated coach in the NFL in the last decade.
Wow, and AJ Brown and Derrick Henry.
Yeah, keep the punches going, Dan. Thanks. I still cry myself asleep at night about it. So could they be a dark horse? I think that there's a case to be made for that. I think
they could be the Bengals from a few years ago.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Just out of nowhere. It wouldn't be until they had like we late in the season. Like we'd have to have 10 or 11 wins under our belt before anyone seriously would be like, "Hey, do you guys realize the Titans have been winning?"
The Titans are leading the AFC South by 7 games. Did anybody else see that?
So that's my dark horse. I'm throwing my team out there for that one.
Dan, what dark horse for you?
I think my dark horse is probably going to be Chicago.
Fuck you. I was going to say Chicago, actually.
I don't believe in Caleb Williams.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think he can register NFL defenses. I think he is immensely talented physically. I think where he's lacking is just understanding the game. But if I'm wrong on that, and I could very well be, and he takes a gigantic leap forward, he has the Lions offensive coordinator. Now Ben Johnson is their head coach. I think he is a offensive guru that is going, if he can make Jared Goff look good on the Lions, he can make Caleb Williams look great on the Bears. They have a good defense. They have a lot of offensive firepower around him. I think if they can put it together, the Bears might be the dark horse Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Bears as well, and truly the reasoning behind it is the same. I don't think that Caleb Williams has shown anything to be proven to be the number 1 overall pick at this point. But I'd love to be proven wrong. I really would. I think that he seems like a decent human being. So
yeah, he might be the worst out of all the quarterbacks that were selected in that. I mean, you got your Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, Penix looks really good. We're getting ready to see what J.J. McCarthy has.
Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix were both an MVP candidate conversation last year. So it's
not. They should have been.
As rookies. Really, not really, but they were at least mentioned in that conversation. So, yeah, it's sad. I hope he does better. All right, we've got our...
I've exhausted my off-season NFL knowledge. Y'all ready to talk about nerdy shit?
Always.
The light comes on. Let's do it.
Hello and welcome back to Bracketology, the podcast that definitively decides all things tournament bracket style. You're not my supervisor. I'm Scott Grubb.
I am human Hans Gruber in a hamster diehard, Matt Robinson.
And I am Iron Man, Dan Default.
So hold on, wait. If you're the human, you're a human Hans Gruber, and so everyone else is a hamster, but the bad guy, which is you, as a human.
Yeah, this is
In
a
this
shout
version
out
of Die Hard.
to listener Zed who put in some art into our Discord. You should join it if you want to see it. Which truly, my favorite part is just human Hans Gruber in a hamster diehard.
Yeah, check that out. It's on our Instagram and Facebook and everything as well. Yeah, it's pretty good.
But that's great, who I am. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, just making sure I understood the movie I was going to be watching there. This week, we continue... What are we on? Round 2, Part 2 of Spiciest HRT TEA. As we will... What do we got? 4 matchups that'll take us down to our... We don't have... What's our 8? Earl Grey 8. That's stupid. So where are we getting started?
What is our 16 then? The fucking what's the
Sweetener 16?
Sweetened 16. The Sweetened 16 and the Earl Grey 8. Okay.
I like my tea like McDonald's, just sugar water that someone's whispered the word tea into. I like my tea with a side of diabetes. Need a little insulin with it.
So our first matchup of the day, and I'm going to try to reel back the fucking, but Jurassic Park versus Westworld. So to reel back the fucking, both of these, all about
said
fucking.
It twice already. I mean...
But, only one of which is expected,
Yeah. Yeah, I think that Jurassic Park, the T obviously is so much about just like, oh my god, these fucking scientists will not stop bringing dead things back to life. That's the majority of the T, right? But what other T are they going to get? Because I feel like they're going to have pretty standard T for a lot of theme parks, which is, hey, they caught 2 of the lifeguards fucking in the. I went immediately back to fucking
to it
in the lifeguard stand of the giant sharks pit or whatever.
Now hold on, time out. Why does the giant shark pit have lifeguards?
Well, because it's like a ride, right? Like you can go through it, and they have to have lifeguards to make sure that like nothing crazy happens. It's just like at Waterworld.
Oh yeah, okay, just like that.
I cannot tell you the number of times I saw people fucking in the dinosaur ride at Waterworld. Anyway,
how many times do I have to apologize for that, man?
Look, man, I had to yell at you. Anyway.
And so here's something that we have not talked about Jurassic Park that I think would lend some tea to the HR discussion. John Hammond frequently said, I spared no expense. I spared no expense. He says it multiple times. You know what he did spare expense on? Fucking IT security. It's just that one dude that is sitting by himself complaining about how much he's not being paid to run the entire IT security for this crazy ass park. So much so that he has to steal fucking dinosaur DNA and sell it. I feel like that in and of itself probably going to have some HRT.
I mean, to give a little bit of leeway to John Hammond, this is 1994, 1992. It was, IT security was like not everybody's, they weren't thinking about that. You know what I mean? They were more worried about like, how much barbed wire do we have?
Which I think in the terms of a park like Jurassic Park, probably the right level of prioritization, if we're being honest.
Yeah, 100%.
Again, especially at the time. You know,
Now, when it
barbed wire is
evolves,
more important for dinosaurs, I feel like.
when Jurassic Park evolves, right, and it becomes Jurassic World, then we're talking some serious issues with their when it comes to their security, not just IT security, but just their regular security in general. Like they got a
Yeah.
bunch of armed guards, focused on the dinosaurs, but what about these fucking kids running off with giant bubble balls and disappearing into the wilderness? Like there's a lot of issues going on here. And that's a lot of tea to talk about.
Yeah. But on the flip side, you have Westworld with
A
a
completely different kind of theme
CEO
park.
that replaced one of his key contributors and co-founders. Oh, spoiler, with a fucking robot. You know what I mean? Uh, I feel like that's pretty crazy. That's some spicy tea.
That is some spicy tea. Just the way there might be some spicy tea. I don't know.
When you, just for clarification, because again, I haven't seen Westworld, but from what I know about it, when you say that that the founder and co-owner was replaced by a fucking robot, is
Mhm.
the word "fucking" there? Is it just like a placeholder, or is it an adjective? Like was it a robot originally intended for fucking, and then it became CFO or whatever?
Maybe. I
Okay.
don't know.
Yeah, they
It
didn't quite get into that.
yeah.
Okay.
For some reason, that's the robot that doesn't do or get fucked.
I
But
guess the
I
As far
guess
as you know.
physically, he does get fucked a lot though, but not in the good way.
when you think about it, like the other spicy tea that Westworld's going to have, because we're just talking about one side of Westworld, right? Which is one of the parks. But there are so many other parks. Like we know that murders happened in Westworld,
Oh yeah.
but there are other parks where other crazy shit has to have happened. Like this, the tea, the spice level, like we're talking full on chai latte. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
um, I assume that there's a lot of murder, there's a lot of fucking,
Mhm.
there's a lot of videotapes. I guarantee it in
Oh yeah.
Westworld that get passed around between HR. They're like, hey,
Did you
you
see
remember?
this celebrity? Look at
Yeah,
this.
take a look at this, and then it
I
gets
don't
locked
know
down.
why I
But they're
imagined actually inserting a VHS tape.
an
Your age.
oversized VHS tape.
It was in
Doesn't even go all the way
the
in.
Yeah.
in the futuristic universe of Westworld. You imagine they still have VHS tapes for security?
All right, we got to get to a vote for this one because I think this one is fairly spicy, and I didn't even realize it is a theme park off, right?
Mm.
So which theme
That's
park's
true.
going to have the most spicy tea? I think Westworld has a lot of dark, hidden places, like, but
Orifices. No.
some may call it that, but I do think that Jurassic Park is going to have a lot more gossip. Like, there's going to be a lot more entry level employees going to HR being like, I'm pretty sure Dr. Hammond fucking an egg. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be some
An
weird.
egg.
He was
It's,
inseminating the egg, right?
yeah, he was fertilizing.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot more like weird stories that get told in Jurassic Park because it is more of a low tech world. I feel like that's just my thought. So I'm
is
going to go
that your
Jurassic
vote?
Park. I'm going Jurassic Park.
What do you think, Dan?
Well, mainly because I don't think John Hammond was actually having any sexual intercourse with dinosaurs. I just think that he was a rich kid that really wanted to see dinosaurs again. I think Westworld obviously has the spiciest tea. Like,
But Hammond's not the only source of the tea.
I get it, but I mean, without that, I think you're dealing with a company that created a park that went terribly awry, right? Outside of that, it's just a normal company. Westworld definitely has ulterior motives. They are creating a park to get something specific, and I think when you have a company that is based on nefarious means, that trickles down, and that is the only trickle down economics that works is nefarious intent. It's got to be Westworld.
Tiebreaker.
We should create a sound.
That feels like
I
work.
yeah. I think that what's working in its disadvantage for Westworld is that, again, a significant part of its reason for existing is is the fucking of the robots or whatever. I think that it's a known. It's not. I think the tea is watered down because it's a known thing and it's part of the product. So I think along with that comes a lack of disclosure about the things that are happening. Whereas with Jurassic Park, I think that you're gonna have again, you're gonna have the teenagers working the park doing questionable things all the way up through the researchers and the owner. I mean, you can't tell me that he doesn't have some kind of, you know, diagramming in his office of the genealogy and the uh, the chromosomal pattern to come up with his own Tyrannosaurus sex. Like that's what he wants. So I'm gonna vote Jurassic Park on this one. I think Westworld. It's not spicy tea. It's bland tea. It's watered down tea. Jurassic Park is spicy.
You're
It's tea that
insane.
it's
You
tea
need to
that they've
watch Westworld.
it's tea that they've all been drinking for too long.
Yeah, yeah. It's the same coffee that you have every morning. It's the same tea they have every morning. It's just it's not going to have the excitement to it anymore. You know.
All right. So Jurassic Park moves on into our Earl Grey 8. Up next, what do we got?
Gray Sloan Memorial Hospital from Grey's Anatomy versus the Nakatomi Corporation from Die Hard. Do we even know? Is it the Nakatomi Corporation? I know it's Nakatomi Plaza, but is that the name of the company that John McClane's wife works for?
I don't know why you keep asking all these questions about the names of the companies.
Moving on, then we already
So
were. We were already actually in the Discord again. Shout out to the Discord. Thank you everyone for jumping in and
I also think it
participating.
was also Zed.
It is the Nakatomi Corporation that takes place in Nakatomi Plaza.
There we are. So, but yes, we were actually in their Discord. Zed informed us that the parent company of Jurassic Park is called InGen, but at this point we're too far gone. So Jurassic Park. All right. So Graceland Memorial Hospital versus Nakatomi Corporation.
I feel like this one is easy.
Okay.
Give me your thoughts.
So Nakatomi had one spectacular event that would have a lot of fallout with HR, right? There's a guy doing coke. There's German terrorists that come in with the meanest potions professor ever. And there is a guy who doesn't even work for the company, comes in, kills a bunch of people, and saves the day. That is one event in an otherwise normal company. Gray Sloan Memorial, on the other hand, is all the time nuts. Like, everything that hospital has to go through is insane. Not to mention all the casual relationships and savage breakups and heartbreak and, doctors diddling their patients. That's got to be an HR nightmare or some spicy HRT.
Now, my follow-up question, though, would be, is Gray Sloan a memorial the type of location where HR is involved in those activities that would normally be T, so then they're keeping that quiet?
Well, yeah, they're probably keeping it quiet, until they go out drinking with their other HR people, and that's where you hear the tea.
So in Grey's Anatomy alone, there's one guy who's married, cheats on his wife, becomes an alcoholic surgeon. His wife stays with him. He has an emotional affair with a different woman, picks her in the hospital really over his wife. Eventually, his wife becomes a dementia patient and she's like homed. He basically forgets about her and cheats on her with another woman until she dies. And then I think kind of becomes an alcoholic again. That's all just one character in Grey's Anatomy.
The
With
sad
like
part
three
is
different.
I feel like I know that character.
Who is it?
The redheaded guy.
No, that's Richard Weber. That's the boss. That's yeah. On top of all of that, that's the chief of surgery that does all of that stuff. He's supposed to be the boss, and he's having affairs with people in the hospital while his wife is a dementia patient being treated by the hospital.
Oh,
It's a terrible person.
yeah, that's not great.
No. And again, I mean, that barely scratches the surface of all the relationships and I mean, you have what's her nuts? Katherine Heigl's character who falls in love with Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character who was a patient. I think they even got married and then he dies and she continues to see him as a ghost, which problematic. Yeah.
Wait, Jeffrey Dean Morgan dies in the show and becomes a ghost?
Spoilers. I mean, he doesn't become a ghost,
That was
but
like
she
season
hallucinates.
2. That was
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
2001.
She hallucinates him.
And then he went on to father the best monster killers ever.
Yeah, I actually think they both started airing at the exact same time, which would have been 2005.
If you say so.
Strangely enough. Anyway, it's a valid point. There might be too much tea, but again, I asked the question: is HR involved? And if that's the case, does that mean that they're going to spill said tea?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think
And I
HR's
think
involved.
that makes the tea even spicier if HR is like covering it up.
I think we're thinking of tea differently. If HR's covering it up, it's not tea. It's just a fucking secret.
Yeah, then you don't get to taste it at all.
There's no tea to taste. The teapot is closed, if you will.
I don't think in either one of these scenarios that HR is going to be involved in the events that are taking place. I think they'll have the stories about them. And I think that I'd much rather sit down and have a conversation, have tea time perhaps, with HR from Gray Sloan Memorial.
All right. Dan, you're saying Gray.
Yeah, Gray Sloan.
Okay. Gray Sloan Memorial will get the votes.
I'm sorry to Die Hard. If it came down to which I would rather watch, it's Die Hard all day. But
He's lying. He's a
Spiciest
liar.
tea.
He's lying. All right. What's next?
Stark Industries from Marvel versus the Ministry of Magic from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. You're a wizard, Harry.
Apparently we're going full franchises now. So, I mean, again, we've got the problematic behaviors of Tony Stark on full display, along with all the other things that are going to happen from having a couple hundred people, a couple thousand people, I guess, working at Stark Industries as a whole. Or you have the, I mean, seemingly sometimes depraved world of the wizarding world.
Yeah, I feel like there's I think that all right. I'm going to break this down as I go through it. So Stark Industries has some problematic stuff, right? Their CEO, chief among them. But he does eventually, depending on the lore that you're looking at, become less of a womanizer and more focused on family, more focused on security, right? Taking care of his people. And it's also a shorter lived company, whereas the Ministry of Magic is ageless. In addition to that, I think the Ministry of Magic not only has tea about like current people that are in the government, but I think that they also have tea of like ancient legends and shit. Like they knew the Deathly Hallows was real. Like they definitely knew that fucking Death's wand was out there. Like, you know what I mean? There's definitely a lot of secrets that the Ministry of Magic has. Most importantly, they are hiding where you actually go when you go into the flu powder and you fuck. Because it's a place. But
Pound Town.
I think just in terms of just show up and there's a sign, "Welcome to Pound Town," brought to you by the Ministry of Magic and Chocolate Frogs. I think that just the abundance of tea that the ministry has outweighs the short-lived and eventually lessened amount of tea that the Stark Industries HR is bringing to the table.
But based on your previous arguments about the tea not getting spilled because they're part of the cover-up, the Ministry of Magic is definitely getting HR involved in the cover-ups.
Yes,
so would you
but they're
even
not.
hear the tea?
No, you didn't listen to my argument before. What I was saying is that the HR in Grace Sloan were involved in all of the fucking. So then they have a reason to cover, like to cover it up to the point where they didn't want to share it. In the Ministry of Magic, HR has to be involved in the cover-ups for sure, but that means that they're some of the only ones that know it, which is going to make it even spicier.
But
Unless
you
they've had
still
their
wouldn't
memory wiped.
hear it because they're covering it up.
They're talking to each other,
That's what I said.
but they're not involved in what they're covering up. They're just helping to cover it up. They're involved in covering it up.
You don't know that. They could easily have house elves that they're subjugating to slavery.
Oh, they absolutely do.
Yeah. So they are 100% involved in the
But
things that they're covering up.
What they're not involved in is Pound Town, right? They're not going to Pound Town.
How do you know?
They also are not involved in the Death Eaters taking over. They're not involved in.
There were Death Eaters that were in HR, and how could you say that they're not taking the chimneys to Pound Town? You can't.
I feel like there's a difference.
What a weird conversation.
I do just want to jump back real quick. I don't think that them having house elves would be a topic of conversation because in, again, the depraved world of the wizarding world of Harry Potter, having a house elf is not a controversial thing. Only like Hermione and what is her name?
Luna.
Luna, thank you. They're the only ones that really like openly have a problem with it at first. I mean, it's a footnote in the books that those two characters have a problem with it, and that's it. I mean, that's not tea for them.
Yeah, the tea was freeing the house elves, right? Like that was the bigger tea.
Ending slavery.
To them.
Yeah.
Right.
But I do think that the Ministry of Magic just has a lot of fucking secrets, a lot of things that they're not, that the outside world doesn't get to know. And HR has a lot to talk about. Like they're going to dinner with HR from the Ministry of Magic in Ireland, and they're like, bro, I gotta fucking tell you about this shit. Like the Ireland branch is like, I don't know, it's pretty boring here. And the fucking London branch is like, I'm gonna tell you everything, and then they go off. We had fucking Malfoy come in and he ate a guy.
He ate a guy?
I couldn't
I don't
think
remember
of anything real.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I mean, I could see
his penis.
I can
Malfoy's
see
a
like
cuck and wants to paralyze his penis.
the Weasley dad accidentally like brings a dildo to work. Like, this is a human magic wand.
Exactly. It even says magic wand on it.
I can only
Watch
get
what
it to do
happens
this
when you
one.
flick this switch.
I can only get it to do this one spell though.
But it is effective, let me tell you.
My wife said it did something for her, but I can't figure it out.
My wife said it was magical. I feel like Stark Industries has a start and stop to the T. That's all I'm saying. Whereas the Ministry of Magic is a continuous shipment
Okay.
coming in. So I think my vote will go to the Ministry of Magic.
Okay. Dan, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm also going with the Ministry of Magic. They have to have way more tea, decades more.
Yeah, I think that for sure. I think again, what I was talking about with the Westworld side of it applies to Stark Industries as well, because Tony Stark is the face, um, and so much of what happens there is headline news. With when he's on the yacht with the supermodels and he's doing lines of coke or whatever, like that's headline news, which waters down the effectiveness of the tea for HR. That on top of all the depraved things that the Ministry of Magic can do and then get away with because they're magical. I think that, yeah, Ministry of Magic has to get it.
All right. Well, that takes us to our last matchup of the day. And this is one that I don't think is anywhere close to close. This is Parks and Rec. Pawnee Parks and Rec Department versus the Men in Black. And hey, I'm just going to go back to what I said last time. Alien fucking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, they're fucking the aliens.
Yeah. And in Men in Black, they've got so many aliens. I was trying to make that a weird joke. It didn't work.
Dan, you have any arguments for Parks and Rec?
I
Unless
mean,
they're trying to fuck a raccoon.
Yeah, no, this isn't animal control. This is just the Parks and Rec department.
I have a question.
Unless they're trying to fuck a slide.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay.
A hot metal slide on a summer day.
I mean,
It made me think of the video. I'll get on my Instagram reels, I'll get videos of adults going down slides that they're not supposed to, like children's playground equipment, and
That's
just
terrifying.
getting fucking beaten to death. Like just getting whipped off the slide because they're too big for it. Anyway.
I don't even like going on the swings anymore these days. I can feel my gut shifting, and I'm like, it's not supposed to do that anymore. I'm not built for these.
God damn you!
When's the last time you jumped off the swings?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, decades.
Yeah, no, it's been years. Mind with these knees? Are you kidding me?
It might be time to try it.
Hurt yourself. Hurt yourself.
Right? Not until Bracketology has better insurance. Bracketology Corp. What would our HRT be?
I can give it all right now if you want.
Moving on.
Donate.
Yeah, that's our special Patreon episode. Yeah, I don't think Parks and Rec has a foot to stand on here. I think the only reason Parks and Rec really got through to this round is because the minions are so dang cute. You know, I mean that's really what it comes down to.
Banana.
Yeah, I mean we can. We're approaching that 40-minute mark. I think we can make this one pretty quick. I'm going to go ahead and vote Men in Black.
Yeah, I mean fuck, Frank, the pug.
Oh yeah,
has more tea than the entire department of Parks and Rec. Like, there's a full file on Frank that Parks and Rec can't even touch. It's got to be Men in Black.
Yeah,
agree. We are the Men in Black.
We are shaping up for a wild third round for this side of the Jurassic Park versus Gray Sloan Memorial and the Ministry of Magic versus Men in Black.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited for it. Next week we'll have those, and we will have Sacred Heart Hospital from Scrubs versus the Agency from Archer / ISIS, and then we'll have Wonka Industries versus Vought International. So
Oh my God, that's also a good one.
round 3 next week. We're 2 weeks away from determining who's got the spiciest HRT. Since we are 2 weeks out, what is next on the agenda for us?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question.
Yeah, great question.
We've been talking about taking it unbracketed and going a little bit more conversational for a couple episodes. So I think that we might try some new stuff out after this bracket is complete before we get into another one.
Yeah, so we're gonna try a special limited series to test things out. As Matt mentioned, I think was it Dan that had the name came up with
Dan
it.
did come up with
God,
17 names.
I hate giving credit to Dan.
Look, when you have a shotgun, one pellet's going to land somewhere. You know?
So a special series we're calling Unbracketed, a little more free form. So we got that to look forward to. It'll be interesting. I'm excited for it. As always, we want to thank everyone for listening. I'm going to be optimistic and say 18 this time. I'm going to say all 18 of you.
Making our way up.
Yeah, there you go. I'm going to say all the activity on social media helps. Speaking of which, we're on the Facebook, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube Shorts, all of those things. We try and bring out highlight clips and put them up there. Share those with your friends, encourage them to listen. That helps really more than anything else. As we mentioned, we also have a Discord. Link is on our social medias as well. Hop in there, join the conversation. It's always a good time. I think that's everything. Aaron O'Donnell from Aaron O'Donnell Music. Did I say that already? You hear that track at the beginning and end of every episode. I think that's all of it.
Yep.
Thanks to Matt for all the editing he does. Appreciate you.
Pew pew.
Dan, thanks for trying your best.
Let us know. You know what? Never mind.
No, let us know what. What are we? Let's give the audience some homework.
Go ahead and post in the comments of this episode, or never mind. I can't do that.
Were you going to ask which dinosaur they would like to have sex with most?
I wasn't actually at all, but you're on the right track.
Which would you dinosaur or alien? There you go.
Who are you, Scott?
You're not my supervisor. I'm Scott.
Human Hans Gruber. Matt.
And I am still Iron Man. Dan.
Bye-bye.
Iron Dan. Damn it.